Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Johanna and welcome to my cozy book space. I'm using my little handheld mic attached to a tripod so it looks like a microphone, but this is just what's working for me right now. Anyways, if you clicked on this video, it's because you guys want to see everything that I got for the Audible sale that was between June 1st maybe through the 8th. I do think, but don't quote me, I do think there are still some audiobooks on sale. Yep, right here on the Audible page it says monthly deals, hundreds of titles up to 80% off non-member prices. So I'm pretty sure there are still some on here that are on sale, but maybe not all of the ones that I got will be still. But I figured this would be a fun video to do because I am in my audiobook era. I have been for a while. At least I have been this entire year. I have been listening to most of my books, if not all. No, let's not say all. I do read physically and on my Kindle, but a lot of my books that I read are through Audible, through Libby, or through AnyPlay. And it's just the format that I'm able to listen to books throughout the week. So with that being said, let's go through all of the books that I decided to get from this Audible sale. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my purchase history on my Audible account. So let's get into it. First one here on my list, this is in no particular order. I did end up getting Bourbon and Secrets by Victoria Wilder. This audiobook actually just recently came out because I know that when I purchased it, it was on pre-order. This is the second book in the Bourbon Boys or Bourbon Brothers or Fox Brothers series. I don't know what it's called. It's not a series, it's a trilogy. There are 3 brothers and a grandpa who's not really a grandpa. But I mean, maybe he'll get a book, who knows? But yeah, that's the second book. I love the covers of this. I actually read the first book, finished it last night, and I really loved it. I did end up reading it as an ebook, but I do think, if I'm not mistaken, I did get the audiobook because I might reread it through audio. I know for a fact that Bourbon and Secrets is a duet narration, and I'm most likely going to be listening to the second book through audio and not reading it through ebook. These are all on KU, so don't worry. The only downside is that the third book just came out, Bourbon and Proof, and it is not on audio yet. Oh, its scheduled release is in 27 days. It releases on July 11th. So it's actually not out yet as of this very moment. But next up, I got Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. This is Alicia Thompson's newest release. I did look it up on my Libby, but it was going to be a while before I would get the hold in. And I really wanted to read this, especially for like summer. It's giving ship. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what this is about, but with the cover and it's never been shipped, I'm pretty sure it like takes place on a cruise of some sort, maybe. And I am all caught up on Alicia Thompson's books, and this is her latest release, so I definitely wanted to read it. Then I ended up getting Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. This is actually one of Ali Hazelwood's novella titles, and I decided to just fuck around and find out. I love Ali Hazelwood, and this was like only 99 cents, I think. So I ended up getting that. And then let's just cut to the chase. I did end up getting the entire Powerless series. I ended up getting Powerless, Powerful, Reckless, and Fearless on audio just because I have been wanting to get into that book, and I haven't gotten into it, you guys, and I really want to. So I just bit the bullet because they were on sale, and I was like, if I'm gonna get them, I might as well get them while they are on sale. So that's what I ended up doing. And then after that, I ended up getting Do Your Worst by Rosie Danan. This is actually Rosie Danan's, I don't think it's her newest, it's not her newest release, but it's like her second to newest release. This one is not on my Libby or my AnyPlay, and I do want to be caught up on Rosie Danan's backlist because I really enjoy her romances, especially through audio. So I ended up getting that book so I could listen to it. And then I ended up getting a couple of summer romances on audio because I am, in fact, planning on doing a summer romances reading vlog. When will that be out? I don't know, but stay tuned. I'm super excited because there's so many that I want to read. So we'll see how many I actually get to in that reading vlog. But one of them being The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I will say that all of these summer books that I ended up getting on audio, I own physically, so it could also be considered like a read it or on haul it type of situation. So this is like another way I justified all of these purchases. Okay, so yeah, I ended up getting that one and I've heard really good things about it. And then I ended up getting Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. I do love Alexis Daria and her books. I wanted to support Alexis Daria by getting her audiobook, and I do want to take the chance and listen to this audiobook and listen to this book on audio, since I first did read it as an ARC and I truly really did love it. And this one is not on any of my audio apps, also super cheap. Another summer romance that I want to get to is Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. I remember when I bought this book, I think it was like either a summer ago or 2 summers ago, I was out looking in the bookstores for summer romances so I could read that summer, and I never got to this one even though I bought it. So I got the audiobook so I could read it. Then I ended up getting The Professional, part 1, part 2, and part 3. I always am so sus about the way that I do threes. Like, I don't know, 3. But like, I do this. Like, why is this one like that? Okay, anyways. For some reason, this book, The Professional by Cressley Cole, is in parts when it comes to the audiobook. It doesn't do that for the second book or the third book in this trilogy about these 3 brothers. But the first one, for some reason, is in 3 parts and they were all super, super cheap. So I was like, this is one of my most read books. Like, this was one of the earliest books I read in my reading journey, and I have reread this first book so many times. And I love all of the books. They were all 5 stars. But for some reason, I always reread the first one and then I just never move on to the second one or the third one. Not because I don't want to, but like, I feel like I read The Professional to get out of a slump or because I want to reread the trilogy. But then something else comes up and I never actually continue. But I've reread The Professional like multiple times. And did I only get this one book from this trilogy in the Audible sale? I did. I don't know what that says about me. But I did end up getting those and I'm excited to reread it once more through audio. Then I ended up getting Epic by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy, as well as getting Us by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. I actually own the first book in this duology. I'm going to say it's a duology because it's 2 books and 1 novella. I can't remember if it's Epic that's the novella and then Us is the second book. I think that's the way it goes. I ended up getting both of these because I always start in Soft DNF Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. And not because it's bad, there's something about it that doesn't hook me. But I told myself I was going to read it because I own the first book and I need to read it because I own it. And then therefore decide if I like this duology. It's very much a favorite among the romance community. I just want to love it as much as everybody else does. So I figured this was the push that I needed by getting the entire series so I can go back to back and finish the entire thing. Then I ended up getting Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is a book that took book talk by storm, if you will. This one I decided to get an audio because I heard listening to the audio is the best way to read and enjoy this book. I heard it's super, super good. And then the second book to this series recently came out, so I was like, if not now, then when. Another book that I want to read for like summer romances is Happy Place by Emily Henry. So I did end up getting that one as well in the Audible sale. Then I ended up getting Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, only for the simple fact is because the only one that I didn't own, I owned Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, and I wanted to have the entire series so far in audio, and I just needed Fourth Wing, so I ended up getting that one. Then I ended up getting The Master by Tara Sumi. This is one of my June TBR jar picks, my books for June. This was one of the books chosen from my June TBR that was chosen with my TBR jar. If you guys haven't seen that video, then I will link it up in the cards for you guys or down below in the description box. But I definitely wanted to get the audiobook for this and it was on sale, so I decided to get it. I'm excited to listen to this one, to be honest. And then I ended up getting The Maddest Obsession by Danielle Laurie. I only got this one because it was on the only one that had a really good sale and it's a lot of people's favorite and I wouldn't mind a reread. Sorry if there is an angle change. I had to change out my battery because my battery had died. But yeah, The King of Libertines and Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin would be a great reread for summer. And then I did get a couple other rereads. And mind you, my rereads are all like 5-star reads. So of course I had to own them in all the formats possible. So I definitely copped a few during this Audible sale. With that being said, I did get the entire trilogy, Trails of Sin trilogy by Pam Godwin as well. They were super cheap. That includes Not Loaded, Buckled, and Booted. I'm so excited to reread this through audio because I did read these through ebook first time around and they were chef's kiss. So I just know that the audiobook is going to be amazing. Then I ended up getting Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder. This is actually the first book in that trilogy so far, series, whatever it's going to be. And like I said, I did read this as an ebook, so it's going to be a reread when I do listen to the audiobook. This one is a duet narration as well, and I absolutely loved the ebook. I'm excited to actually hear the story because I just know that Grant is gonna be he's gonna have me on the floor in a melted puddle. Okay, then talking about favorite books and rereads, we have Explicitly Yours series by Jessica Hawkins. Audible actually has the complete series in like a bundle that is just like one entire audio, I'm pretty sure. So that's what I ended up getting, and I just remember the first time I read this series and how just amazing it was. I love this series and I can't wait to read it again because I haven't read it in so long and it's one of my favorites. So then I ended up getting Praise by Sarah Kate. This is actually the first book in her Salacious Players Club series. This is actually going to be a reread for me. I do want to reread the entire Salacious Players series. This week I did end up hearing another book by Sarah Kate and absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to experience this series through audio because I loved that other book in audio by Sarah Kate, and I just know that this series is going to be so good. For another like summer romance that I have been putting off but might be reading in that reading blog is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Let me know if you guys like this book because I feel like when it first came out it had so many like differing opinions, which put me off of it because I was scared to read it because people either hated it or really loved it, or they hated it and read something else by Carly Fortune and loved the other ones. But like I own this book physically, so I want to read this book first rather than her latest ones. And I'm pretty sure this was her debut novel, so I have to go into it like with low expectations. But yeah, let me know what you think of Every Summer After because I'm kind of nervous, but also kind of want to read it because I own the book, and that way once I read this first book of hers, then I can read the rest, which everybody has loved as far as I know. Moving on, another one that I definitely will be reading for that reading vlog is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This was a release that came out of nowhere, I feel like. This is Ali Hazelwood's most recent release, and it's a summer romance, of course, like you can see in this title. And I just know I'm going to love it because I love everything that Ali Hazelwood comes out with. So yeah, I definitely want to get to that one for sure. Then I have The Right Move by Liz Tom 40. This is actually the book that I am currently on in this series by Liz Tom 40. I've just been putting it off because it is people's absolute favorite book, and I don't know why I keep putting it off because I probably know that I'm going to love it, and I just put off books that I know I'm going to love. Like, what kind of crazy shit is that? But it was like for $2, and I was like, I don't have the audio available to me in any other app. It was available to me through my Libby, my library, but it was gonna take so long, and I want to read it this month, so that's why I ended up getting the audiobook version because then I can like listen to it whenever I want, and if I love it, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it, then I can reread and listen to it anytime I want because I own it. And then last two books I ended up getting in this Audible sale are Disgrace by Brittany C. Cherry. This is actually another book that was selected for my June TBR. I'm kind of nervous about this one. I knew that if I tried reading it physically that I might DNF it. If you guys haven't seen my June TBR, like I have some interesting thoughts and reactions while my TBR jar picks my reads, okay? So I was like, let me just do a little bit of a service to this book and get the audiobook version. That way, like if I do want to DNF it, like it's harder for me to DNF audiobooks because I'm just listening to it rather than like physically reading. So I will push through an audiobook more than I would push through a physical read, if that makes sense. So that's why I ended up getting this one, and it was super cheap as well. So I was like, might as well. Last but not least, I ended up getting Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. This is actually this one is like the most random one that I purchased. I saw it like advertised to me, and I was like, wait, I own that book physically. And so I was like, it's so cheap, let me just add to cart, and it just ended up staying in my cart. Because trust me, I had so many books in my cart, like so many. But I had to, after I added all of the books that I possibly wanted, I went through the list again and like was like, really, like which ones do you really want? And this one one ended up staying, but I probably won't be reading this one anytime soon. I'll probably leave this one for like a fall read because it's like has to do with a man that works in a cemetery. Even though the cover is not like spooky, but like the vibes of it are giving me fall, more like September vibes than October vibes, if that makes sense. So yeah, you guys, that was the last book that I ended up getting in the Audible sale. Let me know what you ended up getting in the Audible sale, if you did end up getting anything, or if you're gonna go and check out the books that are still on sale. Or let me know if you've read any of these, if you've listened to any of these. Definitely let me know about that Carly Fortune book. And if you don't want to comment any of that, but would like to let me know that you made it to the end of the video, then go ahead and leave me a headphones emoji down below in the comments for audiobook listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.